Welcome to Field 2 at the Wingate Fields in Netanya, Israel. The 2018 FIL World Championships are rolling on. We have Jamaica taking on Russia, who plays in its first game of the week. Jamaica coming off a loss last night to Israel at Netanya Stadium. Joined alongside Jordan Yaffe, who is going to be a freshman, a sophomore at Brown. He's going to play lacrosse there next year, transferring from the club program at Vanderbilt. Good to be with you. Not sure what action you've soaked. My name is Brendan, by the way, Brendan Glassy. Not sure what action, Jordan, you've soaked in so far outside of the games last night at Netanya Stadium. What do you know about these two teams, and what can we expect?
Right, well, first of all, it's great to be here. What I do know about Jamaica is that they played yesterday, and they are playing in their first ever World Lacrosse Championships. They had a tough 11-3 loss to Israel, but they showed a lot of potential in the field. They have a lot of talent, and they have a great coach in Errol Wilson, who coached at Brown University and is now part of the staff at Lehigh. So they really are a good team, even though it is their first World Games. On the other side, Russia, participating in their second World Lacrosse Championships. Russia placed 32nd in 2014 in Denver, so they're looking to do a little bit better this year. They placed 16th in the European Lacrosse Championships in 2016. So potentially they've improved a little bit, and we'll see how they do today.
Jamaica wins the opening draw as we are underway from Field 2 at the Wingate Fields. Again, Jamaica, a first-year participant in the World Games, taking on Russia. First game of the 2018 championship, second championship, as Jordan mentioned. And 23 seconds in, a timeout taken by Jamaica. Head coach Errol Wilson with the stoppage.
Interesting timeout call there. I'm not really sure what the purpose of that was. I guess they're just trying to set up their offense.
Personnel issue, perhaps?
Perhaps. If you notice, you see number 8, Hakeem Leckie, out there for Jamaica. He played at Syracuse.
Great player.
And was one of the better players, one of the better midfielders in all of college lacrosse when he was at Syracuse. So he's definitely a player to watch, perhaps setting up an early play for him. We will see.
Turns out Leckie and myself crossed over at Syracuse University. I didn't play at Syracuse, but Hakeem, an excellent player. Syracuse with an early exit during his time there against Bryant in the NCAA tournament. The year after falling to Johns Hopkins in the NCAAs. Syracuse fell short in those handful of years, but Leckie a big reason for their success in the transition to the ACC and their runs in the NCAA tournament.
Right, Leckie, the best part of his game is he's just shows unmatched athleticism. If you watch him play, he had a goal yesterday, perhaps the best goal of the tournament thus far, where he split 2 guys after getting slid to on a double team and proceeded to go down the middle and shoot it right into the bottom right corner. So he is a very athletic, explosive player.
He's number 8 in the black. Russia wearing the blue and red uniforms. No score out of the timeout. It's Jamaica ball. Fluttered at and poked at, retrieved by Jamaica. It can reset. That's Mark Darden, the attackman out of Hobart College. And a turnover, Jamaica. Russia has a chance to clear and get its first possession.
Russia able to cause a turnover there, which could be huge. That is exactly what they wanted in this early first possession for Jamaica, to be able to cause something. They're coming out with a lot of energy here. Jamaica might be a little tired because of last night's game. Russia in their first contest. We'll see what they can do here on offense.
Ready, Hawk! Ready, Hawk!
Russia, as Jordan mentioned, second time participating in the World Games, placing 30th in 2014.
Yeah, Goran.
Nice spin by Nikita Sokron.
Now, what's interesting about Russia is they actually are, for the most part, Russians, whereas a lot of these other teams have a lot of Americans. Russia is mostly Russian players, which makes this team pretty special, and I think makes them really care about these games and how they do.
Russia having a hard time maintaining the ball in the sticks. Picked up by Donnie Howard, a midfielder who attends Mercer Island High School. He's 17 years of age. And a Russia turnover. Jamaica's going to have its second turn on offense.
Both teams here early unable to control the ball with two uncalled turnovers here. Let's see if Jamaica, as Hakeem Lecky showing us his athleticism, can get something going here.
Our first flag of this one coming in the opening minutes of this quarter. Jamaica working it on the delayed penalty. Lecky upstairs, number 8 in the gold. And now the penalty will be implied. It is against Russia. So a man-up chance for Jamaica.
Yeah, that is not what Russia wants early in this game. An all-sides penalty, not something you want to do as a disciplined team. Let's see if Jamaica can capitalize on this extra man.
Evan Redwood possesses and kicks out to orchestrate the offense for Jamaica. No score about 4 minutes in. Shot from the outside, Lecky whistles it wide.
Jamaica in a 2-2-2 offensive set for their extra man here, trying to find Lecky up top.
Nice dodge by Lecky, sets up his man in the back corner, painted. That's Jalen Paul, who attends OCC, Onondaga Community College, with an absolute rifle to give Jamaica a 1-0 lead.
Lecky showing it right away, his nasty split dodge. Perhaps one of the best split dodges in the sport of lacrosse. And a beautiful assist to his left. That's all you can ask for from a team leader.
He's having a terrific career, 21 years of age. An OCC team that also features Austin Stotts, soon to be a member, just like his brother Randy, who competed at OCC and also went to Syracuse University.
Remember, you can always go back.
You can see Jamaica taking control right here early in this game with these possessions. They're now running an open set. Russia playing tight to the goal. Perhaps just giving Jamaica their outside shots. That's part of their strategy. Knowing that they're so athletic on their dodges. But I don't know. Hakeem Lecky has quite the shot, so it might be a little costly for him.
One hand on the stick.
And a score the other way for Russia. First goal of the 2018 FIL Championships for them. Andrew Larin, the attackman out of Cal Poly St. Louis.
A nice bouncer into the upper left corner there from Larry. And Russia is on the board, and you can see the energy on the bench. They're excited. Russia came here to play, and it's 1-1. Let's look at this face-off and see if they can get this ground ball here. That would be big for them.
You mentioned how Jamaica fell to Israel 11-3 yesterday, but I think the score does not truly describe the effort and the intensity Jamaica brought to the table. What are some things they did really well despite falling by 8 goals yesterday?
Well, unfortunately, I was only able to catch the second half. But
you fooled me there.
watching a lot of the highlights, you could see that Jamaica actually was up 2-1 early in the game and played a very tight first half. They were able to compete with Israel up and down the field, especially in the midfield. Their midfielders are superb, and they showed that last night.
You can feel the team's intensity and confidence here in the opening 7 minutes or so. Tied up 1-1. Jamaica and Russia. Cradle of the stick. Brought in, and a shot midair. Chase Philpott. Rather, Jalen Paul with the finish.
Jamaica looked a little bit thrown off with the zone defense there, but able to drive right and find the open man up top for a nice step-down goal. Russia's zone defense has looked like it's thrown off Jamaica a little bit, but they're perhaps playing a little bit too far back. If I'm the coach, I might ask my defenders to move up a little bit because they're giving Jamaica a nice open look from up top.
2 goals already for Jalen Paul.
Drive, Rod, drive! Stay, Alex!
Russia trying to fight through these tight slides of Jamaica, loose in front and plucked away. Goran Murray, the defenseman out of Maryland. The clear sloppy though. Jamaica and Russia still fighting on the near sideline. Gathered by the Jamaicans. This team moves very quickly. The face-off man, Elijah Darden, darting across the field. And hands off to Leckie.
Russia is not backing down early. I announced the China versus Ireland game the other day. Sort of a similar dynamic in going into the game. Ireland was favored by about 10 points. But Russia here, they're really not backing down. They came here to win. As I saw in warm-ups, they were taking warm-ups very seriously, and they have a lot of skill on the field that's perhaps a little unnoticed. And as you can see early, they're not backing down to this impressive Jamaica squad.
We've got a taxi!
Leckie, a two-way midi up top with Clifford Kirker, who attends Dean College in New England. Former Dean College standout. He's 27 years old. It's 2-1 Jamaica. We're approaching the midway point of quarter number 1. Nice stick handling by the goalie. Nathan McPeak out of Syracuse. He'll be heading to Syracuse next year as a freshman from Chula Vista, California.
A nice check there by Goran Murray, who is an All-American defenseman at Maryland. He is the team defensive leader for Jamaica, and he's now playing for the Bayhawks. As a nice goal there. But Murray, as I watched the practice the other day in Jamaica, not in Jamaica, but Jamaica's practice the other day, he was really talking the defense through for the rest of the team, and he's really one of these leaders.
We'll step aside, water break on the field, 9:42 left in quarter number 1. Jamaica up 3-1. This is the FIL World Championships 2018 in Netanya, Israel.
Hi?
We're looking for insurance.
Oh, let's see who's free.
Is your insurance agent trapped? Probably. When agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a trusted choice independent agent is free to shop around to find you a better deal. Free to do what's right for you. Find an agent at trustedchoice.com.
Welcome back to Netanya, Israel. 9:42 to go in the opening quarter. Jordan Yaffe and Brendan Glasheen with you for FIL World Lacrosse action. Jamaica and Russia. Jamaica falling to Israel last night at Netanya Stadium. First game for Russia. So here are the goal scorers so far. Jalen Paul has a pair for Jamaica. Jordan Williams with the last tally for the Jamaicans. 2 assists for Hakeem Leckie today. And Dimitri Kamen with the first goal for Russia earlier. From the looks of it, Jordan, Jamaica, we've talked about their confidence despite that 8-goal loss yesterday, but the athleticism truly does stand out right from the get-go.
Right, yeah, it really does, and I think that's perhaps why Russia is dropping back into the zone defense, so that they don't necessarily have to guard these Jamaican players 1v1. Because as you said, when they go 1v1, they usually beat their guy.
That 2-man game, we'll keep an eye on it. Leckie and Jalen Paul, that pair has been fun to watch. Nice save for the Russians. It's number 36, Robert Peters. Russia clears successfully and into the Jamaica zone. 8.5 to go in the quarter.
Hang on. Back down! What are you guys doing over here?
Some frustration on the Jamaican bench over here as another perhaps unnecessary penalty. I'm not exactly sure what it was. Maybe offsides. Let's find out.
Another score for Russia.
30 seconds.
Too many men on the field, and after watching a lot of these games, you tend to see a lot of these penalties during this tournament. A lot of too many men on the field, offsides from a lot of these teams. I think really if a lot of these teams could limit that, it would perhaps make a huge difference for them in their success.
So no goal, too many men. 7:20 left in the first. Russia works it around.
Russia in a 3-3 extra man here as you see a wheel.
Donnie Howard, the skip. Andrew Larin with the dish to his right. Kamen caught off guard, and Jamaica with the pole transitions. One of their goal scorers from earlier, Jordan Williams, 77 in black. Hits Redwood to Leckie. Jamaica can speed things up, but does have that capability of slowing down, running a set piece. Redwood surveys from the end line.
Jamaica trying to slow it down, figure out this offense. When you're playing against a zone and you don't have a shot clock, there really is no rush to score.
Feet upstairs, batted down by Isaac Newland. He regathers. Jamaica might have the timer come on in a moment. Newland sets the pick for Leckie. Newland spears a pass left, bounce shot over the crossbar wide. A nice idea by Evan Redwood. Attends Amherst College, a former Amherst College product. One of the better D3 teams on the East Coast in the States.
Trying to create an opening here.
Ricochet off the helmet. That was a blast from Clifford Kirker, who plays at the University of UMass Lowell in Lowell, Massachusetts, part of the America East Conference.
Jamaica trying to pass it through this zone. If I'm Jamaica, I'm really thinking about still dodging, because I think Hakeem Lecky can really just get through the zone if he split dodges the top guy. But right now they're trying to pass it around, sort of create an opening for a shot.
Their patience has been good. Russia looking for another score. They tied it at 1. Jamaica scored 2 straight. Russia rips it away. There's a feed in front. Now it's loose. And whistles blow from just behind the cage. It's a penalty against the Russians, or against the Jamaicans rather.
Russia last time trying to find the right wing on this extra man here, trying to get the attention of the defense to the other side of the field, and then find number 24 on the opposite side for a step down.
A lot of pressure here on the goalie, Nathan McPeak. Again, he's just 19. He'll be a freshman at Syracuse next year. Jamaica on the break despite being a man down. Seconds winding down. Now Jamaica's back to full strength. The extra dodger coming in, not needed. Evan Redwood with a spiraling shot to finish. Jamaica up 4-1.
Redwood recognizing the opening there. Russia sort of not ready as they're getting ready for Jamaica to bring the rest of their offense on. Redwood recognizing the opportunity and taking advantage of it.
So Jamaica's already topped their goal total from last night over the course of 80 minutes. They've now gone to 4 goals in 17 minutes tonight, finding a lot more loopholes in the defense of Russia. Ground ball scooped up off the wing by Jamaica. Elijah Darden recouping his own face-off. Darden, a sophomore next year at Mount St. Mary's College. A plethora of college talent as Hakeem Lecky wants to get involved. 2 assists, now a goal, a rip from the outside. Jamaica up 4.
That has to be frustrating for the Russian defense, not really stepping out on Lecky at all, just sort of sinking back into the middle of the field. That was my concern early when you saw them drop back into the zone defense, just sort of letting Jamaica take shots from up top. Now Jamaica, though, may be able to capitalize, but Russia will be facing other opponents that perhaps might not be able to, so perhaps that's part of their thinking in dropping back into that zone defense. Murray unable to control that, but watch out for him to try to get a few takeaway checks here against these Russian attackmen.
Russia puts one in. Another terrific finish. This time it's Andrew Larin who puts it home after the first goal was scored by Dimitri Kamen.
Larin looking good early. He's not afraid to dodge these Jamaicans and just sort of get to the middle of the field, as you saw a nice roll dodge there to get top side to his left hand and bouncing it near pipe.
Another face-off, 30 seconds to go in the quarter. The pole steps in for Jamaica. Now the Jamaicans are being squandered by multiple Russians. Jamaica nearly had it, 15 seconds, and ripped away by Russia, and a timeout is called. Russian bench shouting Michael Hicks, the face-off man, playing off the wing. A 1-minute penalty against Jamaica.
Blue 1-8. Rip it. 1 minute.
And the first quarter has come to a close. Jamaica went on a ferocious run to take a commanding 4-goal lead. Russia with the last score, though, of this quarter. It's just a 3-goal game. We'll come back for more 2018 FIL World Championships coverage on ESPN+. Stick around. Jamaica and Russia moves on to the second quarter. Jordan Yaffe and Brendan Glasheen with you for this one. 5-2 lead for the Jamaicans. Hakeem Leckie with a great first quarter with a goal and 2 assists. A terrific save on the Russian side. Robert Peters making the dive to his right, weak side. And Russia looks to clear. A terrific save there, Jordan.
Perhaps a little unconventional, falling down and reaching his stick up, but he gets the job done. Russia with no time pressure to clear here. In Federation rules, there's no clock, no shot clock. That caters to a much slower pace of play, as we've seen around these games.
Full strength now for Russia after that previous penalty that yielded into quarter number 2.
It'll be interesting to see if Russia changes up the defense at all here. As you can see, Leckie being man-marked up top, so they have changed it. Jamaica able to find the open man on the crease, so more open space certainly with the man marking of Leckie, but Russia still able to cause the turnover.
Jamaica circulates back in front. Joel Brown in close, and he scores. Joel Brown fired up with his teammate Alexander Kelly. 6 goals for Jamaica minutes into the second. Up 4 on Russia.
Joel Brown with the nasty wraparound behind the back finish there as he catches the ball in the crease and just unloads behind the back. Russia's still keeping up the energy, though, as you can hear a chant from the sideline going on. These guys aren't really phased and are going to keep competing throughout, which is exciting to watch.
This Jamaica team has numerous players that are nitty-gritty, feisty competitors. Off the initial shot, there's someone hanging around the crease to make something happen. And a rocket from the outside on the Russia side of things. Alexander Wheat, the defenseman. The 22-year-old who plays for the St. Petersburg White Knights. Snipes one to make it 6-3.
And that's certainly an energy booster here for Russia. They had energy still, and I think they're going to continue to keep it after that beautiful snipe bouncer from the long pole.
Face-off one by Darden. Jamaica possession. Evan Woodwood receives the scoop. Jamaica, again, first year competing in these World Championships, coming off a loss to Israel, but no signs of letdown today.
Not at all, not at all. And these guys trying to slow it down here because it's a long game, 80 minutes total, which is not something a lot of these guys are used to in the heat. Jamaica not really phased. They're up 3 goals, but I think they're pretty comfortable against this Russian defense right now.
Behind the cage, Redwood, who's been the quarterback behind there. Williams, 50 in black, back underneath to Redwood. The cutter is Williams, and he scores! Tic-tac-toe, Jamaica tacks on number 7. Darden with the finish, rather, for Jamaica.
Yeah, a beautiful pass there from Evan Redwood with another nice play. He's sneaking to his right hand and looks across the crease for a nice pass and a nice finish.
Darden's got a couple in this one. Williams had one earlier, so apologies on that mishap. Lecky's got 3 points in this game so far, a goal and 3 assists.
It's exciting for this Jamaican team here to really be able to come out and play and really get up in a dominating way early and get everyone involved. Somewhat different than last night.
They've unleashed in this game. Yeah, Darden with that last score. That's his first of the day. Joel Brown's got a goal, Lecky's got a goal, Redwood a goal, and Williams with a goal. So they've got 5 different goal scorers as part of these 7 tallies thus far. Timeout on the field. We'll take the break as well. 7-3, Jamaica against Russia. You're watching 2018 coverage of the FIL World Championships. We'll be back.
Hi? We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's screwed.
Is your insurance agent trapped? Probably. When agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a trusted choice independent agent is free to shop around to find you a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
Second quarter resumes, about 14 minutes till halftime. Jamaica and Russia. The Jamaicans up 7-3 and a cause turnover. Goran Murray off to the races. Feeding Redwood in midair. Redwood was generating some run through the lane, but Jamaica gives it right back. Jordan Yaffe and Brendan Glasheen joining you on ESPN+. 4-goal lead for the Jamaicans. 6 different goal scorers so far in this one. Joel Brown has one in this one. And the last touch, Jalen Paul with 2 goals on the Jamaica side.
Player coach Eugene Arkhipov, number 24, able to check it away from Murray there. He's one of the leaders of this Russian team. I was talking to one of the assistant coaches on the sideline, says he's been a big part of their growth, and look for him to continue to lead this team in this game.
He's 31 years old. Attended Moscow LC. Still plays there, I should say. Club team. Sun is starting to set a bit in Netanya, 6 o'clock local time. Sun being shaded by the clouds. Williams with a tough attempt, loose in front, and in the scramble, pulled away by Russia. Now it's scooped up by the attackman Laren. He has some help. Numbers for Russia. The defenseman collapses for Jamaica. Neon Oladipo with some assistance, and now it's brushed back the other way by the Jamaicans. And eventually a flag soars in.
Both teams really scrappy on these ground balls. As you can see, Russia, as soon as a Jamaica player picks up the ball, they are on his hands, ready to check it away.
Jamaica on the man up. 6 against 5. They've already converted once today.
Russia playing out, pressuring on the man-down defense here.
Risky, but taking some chances, down 4. Almost midway through the second quarter.
A little contradicting, they seem to drop back into a zone partially, but then also extend on the perimeter when a Jamaican player gets the ball.
Worked out, though. They forced the turnover.
It did work out there.
Now can they kill some clock as another flag sails in from the near sideline. We'll get a word on that in just a moment as Laren tiptoes beneath the cage. Has a pick on the end line. Laren loses his footing. And Leckie secures the ball, but we'll have the penalty call in just a moment.
Laren showing off some good back and forth moves there from behind. If he can get his Russian teammates to cut to the crease or cut to the ball, perhaps he can get a nice assist if he picks his head up and there's a player there.
Well, I can step on, right?
6-on-5, edge to Russia. On the man up. Bounce shot, whistles wide. Nicely done by McPeak with the shuffle. He was there in time, late on the backup, Russia. And we have a timeout, hydration break midway through quarter number 2. Jamaica still holds a 4-goal lead at 7-3. You're watching the 2018 FIL World Lacrosse Championships. We'll be back in just a moment.
Find an agent at trustedchoice.com.
Welcome back to the Wingate Fields in Netanya, Israel, just on the outskirts of the city. Quarter number 2 rolls on. We're midway through, 9:40 to play in first half action. 7-3, Jamaica. And the Jamaicans have possession now against Russia. Jordan Yaffe alongside. I'm Brendan Glasheen. Thanks for joining us. Jordan set to be a sophomore at Brown University. He'll be taking his talents to Rhode Island to play lacrosse, after playing his freshman season at Vanderbilt, the club program that is. Nice find on the end line as the Jamaicans try to get rolling. They do have 7 goals, but it's been a bit of a struggle here in quarter number 2 compared to the first quarter. And a timeout taken by Jamaica. Head coach Errol Wilson wants to stop and chat. What do you think he saw there?
Not surprised by that timeout. You can see the Russian defense really creating chaos on that possession. They have a zone defense, a 3-3, but they're also pressuring the ball, sometimes double teaming the ball, perhaps a little randomly, and it's creating chaos for this Jamaican team.
We'll take the break as well. 8:51 to go in half number 1. Still 7-3 Jamaica. This is coverage of the 2018 FIL World Lacrosse Championships. Epic Lacrosse, the leader in technology, advanced lacrosse equipment, proud to be the official head, shaft, glove, and arm protection of the 2018 FIL World Championships in Netanya, Israel. Thank you to all the teams that trusted Epic for their great gear needs. Epic Lacrosse, live, play, be. Jamaica possession. Head coach Errol Wilson just called timeout. They'll try to get themselves straightened out here on offense. Lecky up top, 8 in the black. On the fake skip, that's Brian DePass, a midfielder for the Jamaicans. And on the dish around, a bounce shot over the crossbar, Clifford Kirker. UMass Lowell Riverhawk with the miss. Here's a rip. Nice stop in front by Russians goalie.
Russia really asking Jamaica to show their passing and outside shooting abilities. And Jamaica's been able to capitalize, but here recently in the last few minutes, it's been a little difficult for them.
Krasnolnikov, the defenseman, helping out on that Russian stop on defense. Back the other way, it's McPeak who snares one for Jamaica. Gordon Murray, the Pole, has been active. Again, he's a Maryland product, an All-American with the Terps. Sends it upfield, over the timeline. It's Darden with the flip. Beautiful fake. Paul almost finished, but it's stopped and snared by Russia. Robert Peters, the goalie, goes down after a hard hit.
Lots of hitting, lots of flying around.
Stop the clock, stop the clock, stop the clock. Black number 3, illegal body check, 1 minute.
And with the player down, we will step aside. 7:04 to go in the second half. 7-3, Jamaica. Welcome back after the injury timeout. 7 minutes to go in the first half. A change in goal for Russia. As Robert Peters heads to the bench. The new goalie is 15 in blue out of Syracuse Club Lacrosse. He's still there as a student, Andre Young. Interesting dynamic. A couple of Central New York, Syracuse products in both cages. Andre Young for Russia, an incoming freshman for head coach John Desko at Syracuse on the other side, and Nathan McPeak. Lecky cradling with that pressure coming from the long stick. Kozlovsky. And from behind, some assistance. The ball nearly went out of bounds. Isaac Newland trying to help out his teammate, Evan Redwood. Still 7-3, under 6 to go. Both teams, it feels, Jordan, have been taken out of their rhythm. Of course, that injury, nothing you want to see, but it does slow things down. Some stoppages have happened here in these last 5 minutes or so. As I say that, we go back the other way. Russia with the score. Donnie Howard, the 17-year-old snipe. Now 7-4. Russia cuts it to 3.
Yeah, as you were saying in these last few minutes here, Russia really has been able to take Jamaica out of their game. Jamaica's been taking a nice few shots and they've had open looks, but Russia, as soon as the ball is turned over, they're able to run down the field and this time finally able to capitalize with Donnie Howard. Donnie Howard, I saw him warming up and he does have a shot. A few of these Russian players do have good shots.
So another score for Russia. I felt Jamaica was going to take over this game and really move forward and again take off. But 2 of the last 3 scored by Russia. Donnie Howard, his first goal of the game. Russia's first game of these World Games, 2018 style. Jamaica falling 11-3 last night against Israel. Off the dodge, the pole scoops in there for Jamaica. Brian Campbell out of Brock University.
Look for Hakeem Lecky here to perhaps get a dodge on this zone defense.
Okay.
I think it's time for him to. He's perhaps getting a little impatient. Time for him to make something happen.
See what unfolds with under 4 now to play in the half. Jamaica's been stagnant a bit offensively. The last goal coming about 12 minutes ago now. Pass flailed through the middle. Jamaica with the failed attempt to catch. Isaac Newland intended in front. And here's Andre Young, the goalie, trickling all the way out on the grass to clear. Russia can move forward as the defense falls in for Jamaica.
Lucky frustrated there as he has a nice look to the crease, but it's unable to be called. You can see him on defense here, hyped up, he's going to try to cause a turnover here.
He's an excellent two-way player, matched up with one of the better dodgers on the Russia side. Donnie Howard, who just scored. Still looking for an angle. Bounce shot. It's wide and backed up by Russia. Nice hustle out of Zivin Fowler, who attends Hoover High School in Alabama. Another 17-year-old on this Russia side. 2.5 now to play in the half. 7-4 Jamaica. First World Games for the Jamaicans. Off the scoop. Mark Darden playing some midfield as well. Bumped into as the flag came in.
1:09/1 minute.
So Jamaica puts its man down, defense on. Russia puts its man down, defense unit on, and Jamaica has a man up chance with under 2 to play in this first half.
It looks like Jamaica has 5 guys on. Oh, here's the 6th player on the field. There's been a lot of man-up opportunities. Jamaica's only been able to capitalize on 1 or 2 of them.
Jalen Paul mishandles it. Leckie chasing as well to the sideline. Leckie having it plucked away. Russia sticking with it. It's the defensive midi who has been lethal on defense today, Alexander Wheat. He's already scored a goal in this one. And a timeout taken on the Russia side. Score is 7-4 in the second quarter. Time winding down, 1:22 left in the half. You're watching 2018 action of the FIL World Lacrosse Championships. We rejoin you from Field 2 of the Wingate Fields in Netanya, Israel, home of the 2018 FIL World Championships. Jordan Yaffe with you, and Brendan Glasheen as well. 1:22 to go in the first half, 7-4, Jamaica on top. Currently man up Jamaica. Russia just caused a turnover, and they'll look to kill seconds off this penalty. Can Jamaica make a change here as a flag comes in now with the turn in possession? It is against the pole, the Maryland product. Goran Murray will have even strength.
Over that last time out, you could hear the frustration from the Jamaican sideline as this game has sort of turned against them a little bit. Russia has held them to 0 goals over the past about 10 minutes of play, and Coach Errol Wilson sort of demanding better from the Jamaican players, especially offensively, telling them they need to capitalize on these opportunities.
Clock still dwindles as the ball bounces off the chain link fence behind Jamaica's cage. 20 seconds to go in the first half. If Russia could score here, momentum would swerve going into half number 2. Off the dodge, possession maintained. It's Michael Zaharchenko. The other way, it's Jamaica, and a save by Andre Young as the time dwindles. Maybe they don't need a goal for some momentum going into the second half. A terrific save by the backup goalie, Young.
An unbelievable save there from Young, and Russia has a ton of energy going into halftime. Perhaps the momentum they needed just came from that one save.
So we'll step aside for halftime. It's 7-4 Jamaica. Russia staying in this one. A terrific save by the 19-year-old Andre Young. We'll be back for more coverage of the 2018 FIL World Lacrosse Championships.
Hi.
We're looking for insurance.
Oh, let's see who's free.
Is your insurance agent trapped? Probably. When agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a Trusted Choice independent agent is free to shop around to find you a better deal. Free to do what's right for you. Find an agent at trustedchoice.com.
Hi.
We're looking for insurance.
Oh, let's see who's free.
Is your insurance agent trapped? Probably. When agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a Trusted Choice independent agent is free to shop around to find you a better deal. Free to do what's right for you. Find an agent at trustedchoice.com.
Hi.
We're looking for insurance.
Oh, let's see who's free.
Is your insurance agent trapped? Probably. When agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a Trusted Choice independent agent is free to shop around to find you a better deal. Free to do what's right for you. Find an agent at trustedchoice.com.
Glass Sheen with Jordan Yaffe. Jordan, give me a key for each of these teams. We'll start with Jamaica, the team on top here for the second half. Keys to the game.
I'd say for Jamaica, the key here really is to slow it down, possess the ball, sort of get Russia to relax a little bit. Russia is really hyped up right now, really positive. If Jamaica can slow it down, get a nice shot, get a nice goal, that would be what they need. For Russia, continue to create chaos. As you saw in the second quarter there, they were causing tons of turnovers, pressing out in their zone and really frustrating Jamaica. At halftime, they were really positive. Jamaica, on the other hand, pretty frustrated with their performance so far.
Jamaica started fast and furious in quarter number 1, scoring 4 or 5 goals. Russia did swink one in there too. Feed up top by Redwood. On the dodge. Good to see the starting goalie for Russia back in there. Adam Young did a terrific job closing it out, but Robert Peters between the pipes for Russia. We're a minute deep into quarter 3, and the Jamaicans maintain possession. Clifford Kirker the dish. They continue to whip it around.
Jamaica passing the ball well here, really looking for the best look possible. Russia still running around, creating a chaotic zone look.
That last reach by the Jamaicans, they keep possession. Russia's still causing problems. Gotta love the intensity out of Alexander Wheat. He's scored a goal today. The defensive pole there with the ball now for Russia.
Absolutely, and you can see that intensity permeating throughout the rest of this team here, as there's tons of yelling on the sideline, lots of Russian words that I or the Jamaican team don't understand.
You can include me too.
At halftime, they were getting very intense stretches in, again yelling more words that we don't understand, but obviously very focused and very intense.
After the feed, a penalty issued against Jamaica. Man up mode for Russia, down 3.
Russia has seemed to struggle when they've gone man up, not really comfortable so far, but let's see if looks like they're in a 2-3-1 here. They're going to try to look to these wing shooters for step downs.
Michael Zaharchenko with the last miss for Russia. His teammates back it up. On the feed upstairs, it could move into transition for Jamaica. Jordan Williams tracks it down in the corner.
30 seconds.
And an offsides whistled the other way. So possession to Russia. Still time on this man up for the Russians.
You see Howard Donnie up top, one of Russia's premier shooters. You saw him snipe the ball a few times earlier in the game.
The feed inside on the doorstep. Eugene Arkhipov backs it up for Russia. Laren, the feed. Ricochets off the back of the net. And terrific patience out of the Jamaicans as they'll transition. Darden's played both ways today.
You can see there on that extra man, Russia trying to work that left side. Eugene, the player coach, trying to drive and find the wing, and then the wing trying to draw the guy up to look for the sneak behind back to Eugene. But Eugene needs to take a few more steps there to be able to have a better angle on that shot.
31-year-old doing all he can to help Russia squeak out a win. They appeared in the 2014 games, finishing 30th. Looking for a better finish. As for Jamaica, trying to make its mark at its first ever 2018 World Championships, their debut. Hakeem Lecky's been quiet since the first quarter. Jordan's been wondering when he'll take over this game.
Waiting for Hakeem Lecky to get something going, but it's tough with this Russian defense. really throwing this Jamaica team off.
From the outside, a score for Mark Darden, his second of the game. Lecky with the find.
And just what the Jamaican team needed there, an absolute snipe bouncer into the top left corner. That is exactly what this Jamaican team needed early here in this half. They had a long scoring drought in the second quarter, and I think that perhaps boosts their confidence again going into this half.
Jamaica scored just 3 goals last night against Team Israel at Netanya Stadium. The first game of the pair of games that were played at Netanya Stadium. 6 minutes into quarter number 3, and Jamaica is doubling Russia 8-4. Jamaica part of the red division as well as Russia. Israel, the host country, also part of this group. The cause turnover, that sideline for Jamaica fired up. Bit of the miscommunication for Team Russia.
Yeah, a tough ride there by the Jamaican team, really marking all of Russia's players, making it difficult for Russia to clear the ball and get the ball down the field.
Jalen Paul communicates with the rest of his attack. Lecky swerves backdoor, scoops up the loose ball. He's everywhere. Now Lecky directs traffic. His team up 4. Lecky the pass and a bounce shot. Flings in for Jamaica. Jalen Paul with his third.
Great quick pass by Lecky there. He was being man-marked, but he gets the ground ball when his teammate drops the ball, and he picks it up, splits his man, draws another man from the Russian defense, and finds the quick pass on the crease, and a nice finish by Jamaica.
Third assist for Lecky, third goal for Paul.
And I guess that's
First hat trick of this game.
and number 8 assist. Yeah, you got it.
Jalen Paul was noticeable as far as his movement in front of the crease against Israel, but now some of these chances are converting for Jamaica. Give Joel Brown, a lot of credit on the Jamaica side for finishing some shots in the Israel game yesterday. Hats off to these attackmen and two-way middies on the offensive end for Team Jamaica, making their mark and searching for their first win in the World Lacrosse Championships. Here's a missile from outside. Mark Darden, 2 of the last 3 scored by him on the Jamaica side, and now it's 10-4.
And usually when an offense is playing against a zone like this of Russia, it takes some time to get used to it, get going, but once you get hot and the shooters start scoring, you can stay hot and keep it going, and it's going to be tough for Russia to defend this Jamaican team the rest of the game. What's interesting about Russia's defense is it seems like their man-down defense really is no different than their man-even defense. They either way, they're pressing out on the ball and dropping back into a zone. They've had a number of penalties, but they don't really seem to care when they get a penalty. They just keep playing the same way.
Terrific save on the other end. Russia's Robert Peters has been battling injury. He was injured in that first half, did return to start the second half. Squad down 6. Made the save, but Russia could not clear. Joel Brown with the outlet.
Russia continues to throw a number of feisty checks. As you saw there up top, a one-handed wraparound check.
Jamaica displaying patience. Kirker has it back. With the feed, Brown denied. Fighting for the rebound. And ripped away by Peters.
They will be when it's a dead ball. Get above him! Who's going? Who's going?
Russia in need of a score. 9 minutes or so now to go in the third. And a bounce shot reeled in by McPeak. Russia staying alive. Curled up underneath Isaac Newland. I used the word feisty earlier. I can't think of another word that describes Jamaica in the second half.
Yeah, a really athletic play there by Newland to scoop the ground ball and then swim the Russian midfielder. Russia's all over the place throwing tons of checks, but the Jamaican team really still able to run around them consistently.
Kirker is fluttering up top, 0 in the black. Brown the dump. Redwood the feed. And to stop, good-looking shot from Jalen Paul, who does have 3 goals today. Hydration break on the field. 8:13 to go in quarter number 3. It's 10-4 Jamaica in front of Russia. The Jamaicans looking for their first ever World Lacrosse Championships win here in FIL play. You're watching the 2018 FIL World Lacrosse Championships. We'll be back. Third quarter moving on here at field number 2, the Wingate Fields in Netanya, Israel. Jamaica possession. Up 10-4. No goals in 12 minutes for Team Russia here in the second half. On the skip to Leckie. The defensemen look to help out and track it down, but it flutters out of bounds. Possession to Russia on that poor feed, but Jamaica did slow it down and did drain some clock. Russia, what do they need to do to find answers on offense?
You know, Russia, they're really just running around a little bit chaotically. I'd say look for number 20 Donnie here to dodge, or also Laren, number 10, was getting some success earlier. But they can't be dodging into double teams like that. They do have to space out, clear space for dodgers, and move the ball when they're doubled.
Joel Brown the dish, but a heck of a save by Peters. Possession stays alive, Jamaica fighting, and a second effort shot by Redwood. That transition opportunity, lethal going the other way. Jamaica decides to take time out With 6:50 to go in the third, it's 10-4, Jamaica on top of Russia. You're watching coverage of the 2018 FIL World Championships. Third quarter action continues here in Netanya, Israel. Field 2, the site of Jamaica and Russia. We've reached the 7 o'clock hour, and the sun beginning to set. Jamaica, though, their praise is going up as they're sensing what could be their first win in FIL competition, up by 6. Lecky escapes from the Russian D into their zone and looks to set up for the offense here.
Lecky showing off his athleticism there, really running easily past 4 Russian defenders to clear the ball.
Coach, I like that. I like that.
You see Russia pressuring the ball on the outside while still in the zone defense. It could be maybe their most still successful strategy because they have been causing turnovers.
5.5 left. Russia pulls it away. Now a misfit at midfield caused by Lecky and Brown, doing it on both ends as multiple flags come in. A third flag even, forming a triangle of flags.
3 flags for Russia there. It's got to be up in the teens for penalties for Russia, but that really has been their strategy. They're just playing aggressive, not afraid to commit penalties because they seem to play the same exact way on man down as even when they're on defense. But another few penalties here.
So a slash is one of those calls. The other 2 flags inadvertent. I think the officials all saw the same thing. So for Russia, it's Mikhail Kozlovsky who heads to the sideline, and Jamaica already up 6. Can tack on another using the man up. They've been dangerous today, scoring even strength, never mind man up. Lecky's the point man. Brown with the feed. Redwood gets a touch. 30 seconds left in the shot. Mark Darden in front. And the goalie, Peters, scoops it away. It looks like Russia is going to kill this penalty.
You couldn't really have asked for a better opportunity to practice your man up for Jamaica. They've had a number of opportunities really to work on their passing, work on their plays. Will be useful down the road.
On the breakout, Russia had an opportunity, but in the scrum, taken away by the Jamaicans. It's the Pole who winds up and bounces it wide. Robert Kelly had the initial look. And a race for the backup, a dive by one of the rushing players. And secured by Evan Woodwood, who's been everywhere today for the Jamaican side.
Yeah, Russia not really close to the ball there, but still diving. That sort of captures the essence of this team throughout the game, just going all out, all over the field.
2:40 left in third quarter play. Jamaica's first year in this competition, looking for its first ever win. Brian DePass, 5 in black, has a wide open look and he scores! Tickles the twine with that shot, and Jamaica goes up 7.
A nice take there, just running right into the heart of the defense and just ripping it into the top shelf of the goal.
He comes from Belmont Abbey College. He's 23 years old. His first goal of the game, and Jamaica, after just 3 goals last night, up to 11. With still the fourth quarter to play and some change here in the third. Darden gets some help on the wing. Leckie comes away with the ball on the face-off. A goal and 3 assists in this one for Hakeem Leckie, a star at Syracuse a couple years ago.
Leckie playing very well, but really this whole Jamaican team is sharing the ball well this game, as they've had to against this zone.
On the doorstep, another one. Redwood, he's been involved a few times on offense, getting the dish from Jalen Paul.
Redwood playing very well from that X-attack spot this game. Gets another one coming around top side off the nice pass and sneaking it around the goalie into the bottom right corner.
So you mentioned unselfishness. What other ways can you describe how this team plays, maybe compared to others that you've seen in these World Games in 2018?
Yeah, I mean, they're really spreading the ball. I think partially that's because of how this Russian defense is playing. But I think also this Jamaican team really does care about each other. They want everyone to succeed on this field. It starts with the head coach, Errol Wilson. He really cares about Jamaica, his mother being born there, and really wanting to be a role model to all of these guys in their first games. And it really is a special team.
Flag soaring in as Jamaica surrounds a Russian player. Time just ran out in the third quarter. So we'll figure out these flags when we come back for the fourth quarter. Jamaica +8, 12-4 at the end of 3. 20 minutes to go. We make the turn for home. Come back with us for more coverage of the 2018 FIL World Lacrosse Championships. Fourth quarter underway. Jamaica and Russia. Red division play. Israel played earlier this afternoon outside of group play. This is Rochester. Sheesh. This is the first game today for Russia. Talking about Syracuse and these Central New York players on Jamaica has made me think of Central New York towns such as Rochester or Syracuse. That's my cop-out. Jordan Yaffe and Brendan Glasheen with you for this one. Jamaica coming out in full force. Each department of their game, the face-offs, the cage play by the youngster Nathan McPeak, their midfielders like Hakeem Leckie, who can do it both ways, and their attackmen have been solid. While it hasn't been a perfect game, no game usually ever is, Jordan, they came ready to play from the start.
Yeah, really that third quarter there, you could see them show their dominance. The Jamaica team winning the quarter 5-0 and really starting to fire the ball on all cylinders, get a lot of offense going.
Chance for Jamaica to run some clock. Outside shot from Paul, missing wide. Some updates on scoring in this one. 4 different players with the goal for Russia: Donnie Howard, Dmitry Kamin, Andrew Larin, and Alexander Wheat, a defenseman. And for Jamaica, 8 different goal scorers to contribute to these 12 total. Hat trick for Jalen Paul, a hat trick for Mark Darden, and 1 goal apiece. Brian DePass, Hakeem Leckie, Neon Oladipo, Evan Redwood, and Jordan Williams. For Redwood, it's a 5-point day. Brown picks one up.
I don't know if you saw that one there, but Leckie dodging up top and able to dodge down the sideline, then bury it with a underhand release to the near pipe. A beautiful play by Leckie. Another highlight reel goal for him.
5-point day for Leckie. 2 goals, 3 assists to make it 13-4.
He actually backdoored his defender up top to get the pass, and then was able to dodge a second guy down the alley before shooting it underhand.
It's a 6-0 run for Jamaica. Russia didn't score a single goal in that third quarter. The score was 7-4 at the end of 40 minutes.
Jamaica really starting to dominate this game here after that dominating performance in the third quarter. Not sure what's going on here. Russia with a number of penalties. If I'm Russia, it seems like their strategy really is to not care about getting penalties, but I think it might benefit them in future games against similar opponents of similar talent level to really have less penalties so that they can get more opportunities on offense.
The officials confirm the goal is good for Hakeem Leckie. They take it away? Not sure what's going on here.
It seems like they took away the goal, maybe a stick violation of some sort. Errol Wilson nonetheless keeping the sideline calm and going to talk to the refs himself. Hakeem Leckie really has quite the story with his Jamaican origins. He lived there till 8 years old before moving to the U.S. He didn't really play sports growing up, but a stick was put in his hands freshman year of high school, and then he got so good at lacrosse that he was recruited to Syracuse and became one of the best midfielders in college lacrosse.
No goal is the final result, and to finish up there on Leckie, Nantucket, Massachusetts, his hometown. He attended Avon Old Farms, a prep school in Connecticut. Co-captain at Syracuse his senior year, USILA All-American, honorable mention. Just a terrific career as a member of the Orange.
So it looks like the goal was taken away. Some sort of stick violation by Leckie. His shooting strings.
Joel, get him! Joel, 2-3.
Nice strip by Jamaica. Brown up the field, and he finds his man to put it through. Courtney Morgan. The pole strikes one, and now it is 12-4.
A beautiful
13-4 rather.
A beautiful interception by Joel Brown there as he passes it to the pole, and the pole able to finish on the crease. Jamaica really having some fun now, getting the ball to everyone. Everyone's scoring. It's really a lot of fun for them now at this point.
13-4. Jamaica on a 7-0 run going back to the start of the second half. They've just dominated. So tough. You got to feel it from Russia's perspective, just playing from behind from the get-go. It's felt like this whole tournament, the minute you get behind, it's extremely difficult to gather some rhythm and get a lead.
Definitely, and also against this just extremely talented Jamaica team. Now, fortunately for Russia, a lot of their early defensive strategy was successful against such a good Jamaica team that you have to think they will have some success later in the consolation rounds against other similar talent level teams.
Robert Kelly strips it for Jamaica. Sends it up the field to Leckie. That's the 9th different scorer for Jamaica. Robert Kelly, Courtney Morgan with one of those scores. Kelly's had a few looks from outside, 88. Flag comes in, but a bullet that missiles through on that off-balance shot for Russia. Donnie Howard with his second.
Donnie Howard, really impressive goal there, just runs down to the middle of the field, rolls back from his left hand to his right, and rips it sidearm into the right-hand side of the goal. A beautiful shot, a beautiful play. He really does have a nice shot, and I think it's his second one on the day for Donnie.
For the goal, technical clear, space.
That is correct, second one for Howard. Here's the ensuing face-off. Alexander Kelly lost the battle. Kelly, a recent graduate of Monmouth.
Redwood initiating the offense from behind. He's really done a great job quarterbacking this team.
Fourth goal of the game for Jalen Paul. He might have intercepted one of his teammates. Mark Darden was the initial cutter.
Number 3, assist number 7.
But it was Paul who ripped it after the catch.
Elijah, wing.
How about that? You can still play some defense, I guess,
Right.
when you're on offense.
And still another assist for Redwood, even though it was to the unintended target there.
4 assists in the game for Redwood. 6-point day, Evan Redwood. Jalen Paul with 5 points, the 4 goals, and Hakeem Leckie did have that 1 goal taken away, but he still has 4 points, 1 goal and 3 assists. Another face-off ripped away by Jamaica's Elijah Darden. 12:40 left, fourth quarter. It's 14-5, Jamaica.
Jamaica getting so many assists here. That has to be a huge confidence booster moving forward in this tournament. Really showing that they can score with a lot of different guys.
You can hear the sideline of Jamaica. Keep the ball moving. Keep moving. Not just the ball, but the players themselves move to the ball. Shot misfired by Isaac Newland, backed up by Evan Redwood. Oh, Newland, pretty move. Scuffles off the back of the cage. He thought he may have got it in front, but not the case.
Right. Jamaica really playing with a lot of swagger now, a lot of confidence. You saw that fake. What's interesting about Russia is you hear a combination of English and Russian from the sideline. It tends to switch off. Not really sure. Maybe their offense goes by English, defense by Russian.
It's a good point. Russia with another score. Guess who? Donnie Howard. He's got 3 of their 6.
And Donnie Howard, really impressive. If he's doing this well against a solid Jamaican team, you have to think later in the tournament he'll continue to have success.
Maybe later in life, too. He's only 17.
Right.
This Jamaica team has some veterans in both facets of the game, offensively and defensively. Howard plays at Mercer Island High School.
I know, but you hit helmet first.
And another stoppage on the clock. Again, typically a running clock here for the World Games.
Penalties released because it was technical. Thank you. Yes, penalties released.
So the penalty that was just issued has now been released.
A nice challenge for these refs today with all these penalties, really having to figure out a lot as they go.
Then I will.
Mercer Island High School, by the way, in Washington.
No release. No release. No release. Because it's flash.
Hydration break. And then what's the situation after?
That's the home of Donnie Howard. And we have a water break now for the players. Midway through the fourth quarter, 10:07 to go. Jamaica up 14-6. You're watching the 2018 FIL World Lacrosse Championships.
1-8.
Welcome back to 2018 coverage of the FIL World Lacrosse Championships in Netanya, Israel. Jamaica up 14-6, 10:07 to go in the fourth quarter. Several different goal scorers for Jamaica. We just talked about Donnie Howard, and he's a star at Mercer Island High School in Washington, the state of Washington. He's set to go to Beantown, play for the Boston University Terriers of the Patriot League next year. He'll be a freshman this fall. He's just 17. Putting on a show for Russia, keeping it respectable here, down 8, 14-6.
Yeah, a nice hat trick. He seems like he's a star in the making. Maybe in 4 years, he'll be back on this Russian squad, really carrying the team. It's good to see that.
Sure, with some college experience and some coaching along the way, who knows what kind of player he could turn out to be, as is the case for all the young players that are featured in this year's World Games. I just find it staggering when you have the mesh of young versus someone who might be in their young 30s to someone who's in their late teens. Such a cool dynamic.
Absolutely, and as you see on some of these teams, there's family connections.
What a nifty goal that was. An outside shot from Evan Redwood. That's his second, to go with 5 assists.
A nice game by Redwood, really playing well. And as I was saying, Luxembourg, they have a father and a son together on their team.
Yes.
Very, very cool to see all these different age participants.
Seven-point day for Evan Redwood. 2 goals, 5 assists. Violation off the face-off by Jamaica. Possession to Russia. Well, Jordan, given the result at the moment, a 9-goal lead for Jamaica, just about 8 minutes now to kill. Who do you like, given how you saw Jamaica's performance today, even Russia a little bit at the beginning, keeping it close? Who do you like in this red division, with Israel also hanging in this group?
Well, going to be tough because really there's only one game left at this point.
Before you continue, let's just tell the viewers you were starting to smile a bit, giving an indication this might be a tough one to pick.
Right. Well, you have Israel, who defeated Jamaica 11-3 in their first game, and now you have Jamaica beating Russia pretty easily, and it really is just going to come down to Israel having to take on Russia, which you have to think might be an easy affair for the Israel team. And with that, Israel would win the division and move on.
Now, to be fair, you have to count last night's game when Israel put up 11 and Jamaica scored just 3. So that's a good point. Play called Boston being shouted from Russia's sideline. Still 6 minutes and 35 seconds left in the fourth. It's getting dark on this field as the lights start to shine.
And you have to think Boston is for Boston University, for Donnie Howard.
Howard lines up and shoots it wide. Good idea. Didn't think of that one. Seriously. Again, Howard committed to BU. Patriot League is constantly picking up international players. Big reason why is their academic prowess and their academic reputation, all of those schools. Just like the Ivy League. Back the other way, it's the pole for Jamaica, Robert Kelly. And speaking of Ivy League, you're going to play in the Ivy League. Set to join Brown. What position do you play?
I play attack. Also some midfield, potentially.
So who's coming back on, you got to fill me in. Who's coming back on the Brown squad this coming fall?
Brown, I do not know everything about the Brown team, But
I know, you're soaking in the action here at the World Games. That makes perfect sense.
But they do have a lot of guys coming back. You're looking at goalie Phil Goss, who played really well last year, and he'll be a junior. Could be one of the best goalies in college lacrosse. And then now you're returning the staff for the 3rd year now, after Lars Tiffany left a few years back to go to Virginia. So really, Brown's starting to figure out their new style, and we'll see. I think it'll be a good year.
I could have set you up even worse and maybe quizzed you on things that I might not even been aware of with that Brown program, but fair enough. The feed on the opposite doorstep and the finish. Jalen Paul with goal number 5, and it's a 10-goal lead now for Jamaica, 16-6. Some pretty passing there on the skip to the doorstep.
Absolutely. Most of these goals by Jamaica have been assisted, and it really has been wonderful to watch.
Under 4 minutes now to play in regulation. Jamaica went on a huge run from the 2nd quarter into the 3rd quarter. We didn't see any scoring in much of that 3rd frame from Russia, as Russia shouts for a timeout with 3:32 to go. Jamaica scored 6 in a row until Russia tacked one on in that 4th quarter. So no scoring, as a matter of fact, for Russia. In that 3rd quarter, it was 6-0 Jamaica in quarter number 3.
Yeah, Russia struggled in that 3rd quarter a lot. Able, though, to get a few goals here in the 4th, and they're continuing to make an effort, continuing to go hard, as they've seemed to be very intense throughout this whole game.
Israel and Russia compete tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Jamaica, having played last night and tonight, has the day off tomorrow. So that's how the rest of group play unfolds in the red division. While you did leave yesterday's game, want to stay on the topic of the red division and the host country in Israel. Which player or players to you makes that team jump off the page and makes them a favorite amongst the top teams competing in this year's World Championships? For Israel.
For Israel. Well, Israel, they finished 7th in 2014 in the World Games, but this year they've been able to bring in a bunch of MLL, or about 5 MLL guys, who I think have brought the talent level up a bunch, and a few guys who did not make the U.S. team, but were very close to doing so. And I think those guys ultimately, they have a very good face-off guy, and they have a few very good offensive players, a great goalie. All around, they're a pretty good team, and I think they have really high expectations for this tournament.
Is that DePass who just scored, number 5?
I think it might have been number 6, but
Isaac Newland.
Isaac Newland or DePass, I'm not sure.
Everybody was celebrating there. Now 17-6 with 3 minutes to go. We just finished up the Russia timeout. Got a feel for Jamaica, one of the handful of teams that's in its first year competing. Last year, or pardon, 2014. It's so easy to say last year. 2014, the last competition in Denver, you had 38 teams compete. This year it's plus 8 new teams for a 46-team pool. Jamaica, one of them, with numerous players from college teams in the States. That's been the story today. How would they bounce back losing on a big stage? It was a nationally televised game to the host country. They knew they had a disadvantage in that setting, and they've come out and made Field 2 their home. Donnie Keep it rolling, fella. Number 4 tonight on the Russia side.
Donnie Howard with another nice move, the face dodge, and then the inside finish into the near side pipe. He really has impressed today.
10-point lead for Jamaica. Another infraction at the X. So Jamaica possession. They can pretty much roll out the clock.
Absolutely, but Russia continues to pressure the ball. They're not backing down anytime soon. Another flag. Russia continues to fight hard until the final whistle.
Russia has a tough test tomorrow night, 9 p.m. local time, 2 p.m. Eastern against Israel. Israel played earlier this morning. Check that, they did not play this morning. Israel had the day off because the Red Division has 3 teams.
Yeah, a little bit different than the 2014 World Games in which each division had 4 teams. This year, all these divisions have 3 teams, except for the blue division. The top division, they have 6. And what's going to happen is the winner of each division is going to have a chance to continue to play in the winner's bracket, except for in the blue division. 4 of the 6 will have a chance to continue to play.
90 seconds to go. This might be an even... I've asked you a lot of tough questions tonight, I think. Who impressed you most on Jamaica? And you can't say everybody.
Right, absolutely. I mean, Lecky obviously has impressed, but besides him, because I think we sort of expected him to impress, I'd say Redwood. Redwood has initiated a lot from behind, and I didn't really know him before this game. I don't think a lot of people did, but he's out of Amherst College, and he's played really well, initiating from X a number of assists. I'd say Redwood today.
Jamaica trying to let the clock bleed down, and the Russia team does not want to let back.
Russia is not done yet. They are continuing to pressure the ball, playing till the final whistle. Jamaica just continuing to run around them, but Russia throwing check after check.
20 more seconds. Again, Russia competes against Israel tomorrow night, 9 p.m. local time. And Jamaica earns a day off after bouncing back, falling 11-3 to Israel last night. In their first year competing in the World Championships, Jamaica earns its first win. 17-7 the final. The Jamaicans are victorious in their second game of the 2018 FIL World Championships. Just a great effort, Jordan, top to bottom, like you mentioned. Some individual efforts. You mentioned Redwood and Lecky. Even Joel Brown was fun to watch. Their defensemen were solid, causing turnovers. Just an excellent game for them.
Absolutely, and they were a little bit frustrated at halftime with the score just 7-4, but they picked it up in the third quarter and just displayed dominant offense in that second half. And you really love to see it out of such an exciting and passionate Jamaican team.
And Donnie Howard, he rose to the occasion on the Russian side with 4 goals. That'll do it for us From Field 2 at the Wingate Fields in Netanya, Israel, the site of the 2018 FIL World Championships. For Jordan Yaffe, I'm Brendan Glasheen. Thanks for watching. Keep it locked to ESPN Plus for coverage of the 2018 FIL World Championships throughout the next couple of weeks. We'll see you later on. Thanks so much for joining us.